Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. And once again, we're doing one of Justin's ideas, and I'm
Animated movie.
Animated movies. And
When I came up with the idea to do animated movies, there were two movies that came to life. We've been doing animated movies now for a year?
yeah,
And we're just now getting to one of them. Paprika was one of them, and Perfect Blue was the other. So I withheld for a while. I gave you baby shoes for a while.
so when you sent over the list of ideas, and obviously I said, hey, we can do, I agree to them. I actually thought Perfect Blue or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an animation.
Yeah.
So news to me now.
And Paprika.
All right, let's talk about that because that is our review. That's what we're doing today.
I knew Paprika. I knew one thing is mind bendy.
It was.
I feel that was an underestimate of what this movie was.
Go ahead and break down the plot.
Okay, we're gonna be a little loose with this plot because Okay, so we are dealing with Dr. Cheetah, Chief in Toikia. So
This is going to be name
hell for
butchering
me. Hell
all
for
this.
me.
This is going to be name butchering all episode long, and this is going to teach Justin a valuable lesson with picking these films. Because don't even ask me to say anything because these names are just out there, and I'm just
I'm
like,
gonna go with Tokia.
I think that sounds
Close enough.
close
I'm gonna
enough.
apologize now if you watched.
Because he's gonna butcher that even more.
But they work in a psychiatric ring kind of deal, working on the device called Mini kind of deal.
DC
Minis.
Mini, yeah.
And pretty much what it allows them to do is they can enter one's dreams, and you can share your dreams together. And through your dreams, they can help get to the root of the problem. And Toikia was the mastermind behind this, but Dr. Cheetah is the expert. To the point where she's actually got like an alternate ego kind of deal called Paprika that she uses as her kind of like avatar when she's in the dream worlds.
Yes.
And two of them were stolen. So they're trying to track him down, and they got them listed through a Himuro. But while they were tracking him down, two of the patients went into the dream world, and Chief actually went into the dream world and threw himself out of a window. And then Cheetah ended up becoming Paprika kind of deal and ending up in the dream. And the best Tokia explained it later was it's an anaphylactic almost. She's got so much time with this machine that she can slip in and out of it whenever the user wants her to, because the DC Mini has not been set correctly, and it can be used at any time to infiltrate the dream of anyone who had been hooked up to the bigger dream machine. So now they're trying to figure out, they managed to track down Himuro, who, when he falls out of the window himself, because he is a victim too. So they have to keep looking into it and keep investigating it. And Toiko, after a fantastic line, she rips him a new one because she wants to use a machine to get into Himuro's mind to find out what happened to him. And she had this great line when she sits and tells him, "You're going to sit there and indulge in your freakish masturbation." That was a fantastic line. My God, I'm going to use that on people going forward forever, to the end of time. But when Toiko does that, he ends up getting stuck and trapped. And they called it then it happens to this cop that they've been trying to help with his dreams as well. And she's in the cop's dream trying to help him, and they're coming close to a breakthrough whenever the parade that we keep seeing through all the other worlds invades the cop's dreams, and they take over his mind, and she just barely manages to escape it. And it's been described as it's the collective minds coming together and devouring the hosts, leaving them as nothing but empty vessels kind of deal. So she has to go back into the dream world again as Paprika to try to figure out what's going on. And she finally figures it out, and she comes out of the dream world, and they go to the chairman's house, where it's him and Osana,
Yeah,
Oshana, and it turns out that she's still in the dream world. She's never looking up, and they capture her, and you find out the chairman is kind of like this deity in a way, kind of deal. That they consider themselves to be the protectors of the dream world, where no technology can exist, it can enter into their realm, and they're going to now use this stuff to rule the world, put everyone into the dream states. And they got Paprika, Cheetah captured, and just before Oceana can do some horrible things, the cop breaks into the dream world, out of his dream world and into hers to save her. And Oceana gets shot by the cop at the end, and that kind of breaks his dream cycle, all of his nightmares and everything, by shooting this guy. And everyone thinks it's good, but the two bodies, Oceana and the chairman, have combined into this giant deity thing, and he's now just merging reality and dreams together, and it gets real crazy real quickly, but it does end up at a point where Paprika is the one who ends up psychologically evaluating and helping Cheetah. When that's always been Dr. Cheetah's main goal, is to help people, and it's her avatar self that has to kind of like slap her around and point her in the right direction kind of deal. But it does end up with Paprika and Cheetah becoming one, and then taking out the dream deity and putting everything back to the way it is. Confused?
Yes.
Sure was.
So okay, I actually, let me make sure I get my, yeah, okay. I actually enjoyed this. I thought it was very, very trippy. I told Justin this off camera that this is one of those ones that I really like it, but I would love it if it was a live action movie. It had the investigation aspect of it because of the detective and what was haunting him, and then you had like a whole nother case to worry about that. You know, they had subplots going on there, and they were intertwining with each other. Then not only do you have the plots intertwining, then you have to separate the dream from reality.
Yeah.
And at certain times, it seemed like it reminded me of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, like certain ones where.
No, you know what it was? It was Inception before it was Inception.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Because they're placing thoughts and emotions in people's heads through these dreams.
Yeah, and then there was at points where you really didn't know, like, if the character was in the dream world or the reality. Like, I know I was getting confused more towards the end there. I'm like, okay, for the longest part, I could understand it was clear it was here, real world was clear over here, plain and simple. But as we got deeper into it, towards that end, I'm just like, wait, are they dreaming?
Well, yeah, even like Cheetah was like, oh, is this the real world? And he's like, it certainly feels like it, because she'd slapped him when she woke up.
Yeah, and I was like, I think at that point, this is when I started getting confused. Like, what the hell's going on now? This was I did like the animation. Story was good.
There was that one scene I think was like one of the most messed up scenes I've seen in a long time, and that was when she was Paprika, and the guy like stuck his hand inside of her. Especially like the location, like the groin, but not like that.
Right.
But and then rode it up, and what he was doing was he was ripping away that comforting shell of Paprika and ripping the real Dr. Cheetah out of her.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's on many levels.
That was like a twisted scene because he was cresting her, and and that's why like it threw a loop, because I was like, oh guys, there's going to be like an assault scene going on, and then when he
in a way it was. Like,
it was, but when he put his hand down there, I was like, oh, this is going to get real graphic. I'm like, Justin, what did you make me pick? And then he was like, whoosh. The second that he did that, I'm like,
What's happening?
What is happening? I'm like, whoa. This went from like touchy to going whoosh. And then when I realized like what he was doing, because I was like, oh god, he's going up in her body. But no, he was just, And
he's ripping away that comforting shell she created to be in the dream world and ripping out the real her.
Yeah, that was a scene that kind of caught me off guard there. Not in a bad way. I mean, in a good way. To us, like, whoa, what? Okay. Okay.
I'm leaving the horrible one for next month.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be a busy week for me. Um, like I said, I generally.
I love the art style in this movie. I thought it was real fun. Like all the characters and everything in the parade. The art style with like Paprika and the designs of the characters with the artwork around
Reminds
the
me of
characters
the
was gorgeous.
rosebuds.
Yeah. Good lord. All you non-wrestling Williams, look up wrestling Adam
Yeah,
Rose.
yeah. Just and you'll catch that, and you'll probably agree. What like the toe? The third member of their little trio.
It's okay.
Yeah. What happened to him? Because like it seemed like when he entered the dream world, he was like a more of a villainous type of role. Or,
Kind of like the robot fighting guy.
Yeah.
Well, he did become a villain because he was just part of the parade now. He was no longer Tokyo.
right.
And it took that moment of connection of like where the callback when she had to help him out of the elevator
Yeah.
to her helping him out of the wall.
Okay. So he was like a mindless
Yeah.
villain okay, that's what kind of threw me because I was like, as I'm watching it, I'm sitting there like, because they often like talk about Himro and him
Tamara and him, yeah.
like being almost the same person, but then like doing different things to justify whatever that made him the same person. So I could understand that. I just didn't understand like, was he slowly becoming a villain?
He had become one in the parade whenever his dream was overridden. But like with her helping him the way she did and recalling what happened with the elevator and the words she said to him then
That
helped release him from this bond he was in. And would later help him wake up in the real world.
Now, the detective watching the video a couple of times opened it on the website. That threw me for like a loop. It's like,
Yeah.
was he? Because every time he watched the video, it's different sequence. What was dream? What was reality? Like,
I think him watching the video and everything was a way to get him to re-enter the dream world state.
oh, okay, okay, I got you now.
And then Paprika would take it from there to try to help him get to the root of his problems.
And it worked. Good job there. Yeah. Your final thoughts on this film? Is this? I know you said this was your favorite. You did this idea based off of.
Wanting to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I figured this would be one of the high key points of doing this, and it just took a while to get to it. I wanted to baby step you to Paprika. But this
Okay,
is
some of the other ones that we watched, it was not baby stepping.
it will be when we watch Perfect Blue.
Okay.
If the things I've heard about Perfect Blue are true, then it will be.
Didn't you watch this?
No, I've not watched. No, I've not watched Paprika or Perfect
Okay.
Blue before.
You wanted to.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
these two were the things we were working toward.
Okay.
This was a hell of a story. It is very mind warpy. Very, you have to think about things and really process what's happening. And there are deep moments and funny moments and character growth and understanding. There's a lot going on in Paprika. I really love the art style. I'm going to give this S tier. Give a top tier.
I'm not going to be far behind. I'm giving it an A plus. Probably as close to S tier as I can probably get to without giving it an S tier. I'm very selective with S tiers. I did like the graphics. I did love the story. I love the plot. I love the pacing of it, the twists, the turns, the bending of the dream world and reality to the point where I'm sitting back and going, what the hell am I watching? But in a good way. You know, it's not like this was a bad movie where I'm like, what the hell am I watching? To where it didn't make sense. I followed along, and then when it went really crazy, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, this was a great animation film to watch. If I was A plus, 99%.
Yeah.
You know, we're like really right there. I don't have much of a problem with it. So now we can't wait to see what the next animation, this Perfect Blue, that you're eager to watch.
Yes.
Oh boy! So until next time.
Bye bye.